Tonight on First at 9, the big guns. Switzerland sends top diplomat for high-level talks on local staffers' fabricated abduction. Preparing for the inevitable, Colombo Chief Magistrate rejects former Health Minister's anticipatory bail application, seeking to prevent arrest on white van claims. Own goals. Sajid attributes his election loss to obstructions from within United National Party ranks. Nature speaks. Heavy weather caused major flooding and damages throughout the island, with 4 lives lost. All this and much more coming up on First at 9, this Friday the 20th of December 2019.
මේ සීන් එකෙන් කට් වෙන්න ඇන්ටිජර් මවුත්වොෂ් සමගින් එන ක්ලෝස් අප් ජෙල් එක ස්ටෝරි එක ස්ටාර්ට් කරන්න.
Hi.
From AdaDerana, this is AdaDerana First at 9. Live from Studio 24 in Colombo.
Good evening and welcome to First at 9. I'm Dhamik Mike. Let's start with the local stories. Now, Colombo Chief Magistrate Lanka today rejected an anticipatory bail application filed by Dr. Javid seeking to prevent his arrest over statements made at a media briefing with regard to white van abductions. The Chief Magistrate stated that due to imposition of clauses on what charges the ex-minister seeks anticipatory bail on, granting bail will carry a risk as it will be applicable to any other offence.
The anticipatory bail application filed by former Minister of Health and Indigenous Medicine Dr. Javid was taken up before Colombo Chief Magistrate Lanka this morning. Appearing on behalf of MP Senaratne, President's Counsel Navaratna Bandara stated that during the presidential election, 2 persons met his client and had informed him that they were aware of white van abductions and the robbery of gold belonging to late LTTE leader Velupillai Prabhakaran. The attorney representing Dr. Senaratne added that his client, who was unaware of the truthfulness of the submissions made by the duo, called for a press conference based on a political decision. President's Counsel Bandara stated that the former minister was unaware of the duo's criminal background, including serious charges under the country's penal code, including murder. Counsel said that his client denies the allegations made by the suspects of fabricating a story and paying the duo a sum of 2 million rupees, and including the promise of employment at the American embassy. The President's Counsel proceeded to say that although the suspects should be held responsible for their statements made through the media, there is reasonable fear of the arrest of the former minister due to political reasons. PC Bandara requested the court to take into consideration the fact that his client is a heart patient and that he underwent heart surgery at Singapore's Mount Elizabeth Hospital in 2016 when considering the anticipatory bail application. After examining the anticipatory bail application, Colombo Chief Magistrate Lanka stated that it is compulsory to inform the court under what charges the anticipatory bail application is being requested. Magistrate Lanka stated that if the bail application is not made with specific clauses, the bail will also be applied against the arrest for any other offence. She accordingly rejected the anticipatory bail application filed by former Minister Dr. Javid.
ජෙල් සීන් ඇක්ෂන් ඇන්ටිජර් මවුත්වොෂ් සමගින් එන ක්ලෝස් අප් ජෙල් එක ස්ටෝරි එක ස්ටාර්ට් කරන්න.
Now, following yesterday's denial of bail and further remanding of former Minister Patali Champika Ranawaka, a group of opposition MPs visited the Valikada remand prison that is today to inquire into the ex-minister's well-being.
A host of opposition parliamentarians showed up at the Valikada remand prison during the day today to visit former Minister Patali Champika Ranawaka following his arrest earlier this week. MPs offered their views on the issue to the media.
චම්පික රණවක මැතිතුමා වෙනුවෙන් අපි පෙනී සිටිනවා නිත්‍යානුකූලව ඒ වගේම ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදී ක්‍රමවේදයට අනුකූලව අපි පාටලි චම්පික රණවක මැතිතුමාගේ නිදහස වෙනුවෙන් ඒ කල හැකි උපරිමය ඉෂ්ට කරන්නට සැදී පැහැදී සිටිනවා.
මේ රටේ ඉන්න විශිෂ්ටතම සිංහල බෞද්ධ නායකයෙකුට මේ විදිහට කටයුතු කිරීම අන්තිම නරක තත්ත්වයක්. මේක ඊටාම බරපතල දේශපාලන පරිගැනීමක්. හොයලා කරන්න දෙයක් නැති තැනම චම්පිකව ට්‍රැෆික් නඩුවකට හිරේ දැම්මා. ආවේ බැඳුම් කරේ හොරු හිරේ දානවා කියලා. ආවේ වනාන්තර කපපු අය හිරේ දානවා කියලා. අන්තිමට ට්‍රැෆික් නඩුවකට චම්පිකව හිරේ දැම්මා. කාට කියන්නද මේවා?
Meanwhile, leader of the United National Party Ranil Wickremesinghe also visited the MP later on in the day, along with a host of other MPs.
චම්පික රණවක මන්ත්‍රීතුමා මුණ ගැසෙන්ට සාකච්ඡා කළා දැන් පැමිණලා ඉන්නේ පාර්ලිමේන්තු සම්ප්‍රදාය කඩ කළා අත්අඩංගුවට ගත්තයන් පස්සේ විතරයි කතානායකතුමාට දැනුම් දුන්නේ මම හිතන්නේ ඒ කියන්නේ පාර්ලිමේන්තු නායකයින් කතානායකතුමා එක්ක සාකච්ඡා කරන්නට බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා රාත්‍රියේ අත්අඩංගුවට ගන්න හේතුවක් නැහැ ප්‍රශ්නයක් තිබුණා නම් උදේ වරු එන්න කියලා එහෙනම් මේ විශාල ප්‍රශ්න අනික මේ සිද්ධිය දැක්කා කියලා අලුත් සාක්ෂි මොකුත් නැහැ ඒක තමයි අපි මේක හෙලා දැකලා අද සම්පූර්ණ ප්‍රකාශයක් කළා තියෙන්නේ මේ ගැන තව දුරටත් ප්‍රශ්න කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා
පාර්ලිමේන්තු මන්ත්‍රී කෙනෙක්ව අත්අඩංගුවට ගැනීමේදී කතානායකවරයාව දැනුවත් කළ යුතුයි කියන සම්ප්‍රදායක් තිබුණා. ඒ සම්ප්‍රදායන් කඩාගෙන තමයි මේ විනයගරුක රට හදන්න යන්නද කියන ප්‍රශ්නය අද අපිට ඉස්සරහට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා. ඒ හින්දා අපි මේක තදේ අපි හෙලා දකිනවා විපක්ෂය හැටියටත්.
අපි ගන්න කිව්වෙත් නෑ. එතුමාව කොටු කරන්න කිව්වෙත් නෑ. කවුරුවත් කොටු කරන්න කියන්නෙත් නෑ. ඒක අපේ වැඩක් නෙමෙයි. ඒ ගිය ආණ්ඩුව එහෙම කළේ. කළා ඒගොල්ලෝ පාරම්බෑව. අන්න අපි ගත්තා අපි ගන්නවා. අපි එහෙම කියන්නෙත් නෑ. ඒක අපේ වැඩක් නෙමෙයි. ඒක පොලිසිය වැඩක්.
හමුදා පොලිසි වලට බලය දීලා නීතියට උඩින් සම්ප්‍රදායන්ට උඩින් ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදයට උඩින් ගමන් කරන්න හදන ක්‍රියාමාර්ගයක් තමයි ඉදිරිපත් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ.
Now, Switzerland has dispatched one of its senior diplomats, Jörg Frieden, to conduct talks with Foreign Minister Dinesh Gunawardena regarding the arrest of Swiss embassy staffer Garnier Bannister Francis, the alleged victim of abduction. Accordingly, a discussion between former Swiss ambassador to Sri Lanka and Foreign Minister Dinesh Gunawardena was held yesterday.
The Swiss Federal Department of Foreign Affairs in a release notes that high-level talks are being continued with the government of Sri Lanka to resolve the current crisis surrounding the arrest of the embassy staffer who was allegedly abducted and questioned. The release notes that Federal Councillor Ignacio Cassis contacted Sri Lankan counterpart Foreign Minister Dinesh Gunawardena last Wednesday to inform him of the deployment of former Swiss ambassador to Sri Lanka, Jörg Frieden, in order to explore the possibilities of clarifying the security incident at the Swiss embassy in Colombo. Foreign Minister Cassis also emphasized that the Swiss Federal Department of Foreign Affairs considers the health and safety of its staff to be paramount and that it is the responsibility of the Sri Lankan authorities to ensure the protection of these rights in future proceedings. The Swiss Foreign Minister also expressed regret at the magistrate's decision to place the local employee in pre-trial detention without taking her health condition into account. He therefore asked Foreign Minister Gunawardena to transfer to a hospital on humanitarian grounds. The Swiss ambassador in Colombo, Hans-Peter Mock, during a meeting with the Attorney General, has said that Sri Lanka's reputation as a country that upholds the rule of law is at stake. During his telephone conversation with Minister Gunawardena, Foreign Minister Cassis also pointed out that the high-level media coverage, lack of privacy and public statements prejudging the outcome of the proceedings not only endangered the Swiss embassy staff but also eroded the trust and confidence required to jointly clarify the incident. Accordingly, Minister Gunawardena had met with former Ambassador Frieden yesterday in order to maintain dialogue in view of arriving at a solution.
Venerable Alle Gunawansathera today called on the President to set up a public intelligence unit for the general public in order to report all acts of corruption, fraud and waste to the government. The Thera made these remarks during his meeting with President Gotabaya Rajapaksa.
President Gotabaya Rajapaksa arrived at Dharmayathanaya in Colombo 7 today. Following religious observances, he paid his respects to the Mahasangha, including Venerable Alle Gunawansathera.
That is Dushan, Vanja, Ivagi, Nastia, Durola, Apadanana, Pimudian Sakara, Asian, Varta, Rajala. After that, Materiator, Parliament, without Kamila, Panina, Asa, and
President Rajapaksa thereafter visited the Sri Vajirarama temple in Bambalapitiya. There he called on the chief incumbent and the chief prelate of the Dharmarakshita Nikaya of the Amarapura sect, Venerable Dr. Trikunamale Anandathera.
එවැගේම නීතිගරුක සමාජයක්, වෘත්තිගරුක සමාජයක්, ධර්මය ඉස්මතු වන සමාජයක් ඇති කරන්නට උතුම් බොහෝම උපේක්ෂකව කල්පනා කරන අපි ඒකාන්තයෙන් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන ධර්මතාන්ත්‍රික සමාජයක් අපේ ශ්‍රී ලංකාව තුළ නිර්මාණය කර ගැනීමට ඉක්මනින්ම ඔබතුමාට ශක්තිය, ධෛර්යය හැමදිනාගේම විශේෂයෙන් අපේ ඔබතුමාගේ ආශිර්වාදය සහ සහයෝගය හැමදිනාගේම ලැබෙනවා.
Now, parliamentarian Sajid says that his own party members worked towards his defeat during the last presidential election and reaffirmed that the premiership candidature will not be accepted by him without the party leadership. The MP made these remarks during a public rally held in Matugame yesterday.
MP Sajid Premadasa participated in another rally in a series of public rallies organised to pay tribute to his supporters who backed him during the presidential election. The rally was held in Matugama yesterday.
අපේ මැතිවරණ ව්‍යාපාරයට අභ්‍යන්තර බාහිර අභියෝග රසකට මුහුණ දෙන්න සිද්ධ වුණා. එක දවසක් හිටි හැටියේම රටට කියනවා MCC කිවිසුම අස්සම් කරන්න ඕනේ. මටම හිතා ගන්න බෑ. මාව දිනවන්නද මේක කරේ පරාජය කරන්නද කියන එක ලොකු ප්‍රශ්නයක්. අපේ රට සිංහල බෞද්ධ රටක්. ඒක හැමෝම පිළිගත යුතු කාරණාවක්. නමුත් අපි කොච්චර සිංහල බෞද්ධකම ගැන කතා කරා. වෙනත් පරස්පර මත තමයි ඉස්මතු වෙන්නේ. අපේක්ෂකත්වයේ වෙනුවෙන් මම පුදුම රස්තියාදුවක්. දිනපතාම රස්තියාදු වෙලා ප්‍රවෘත්ති විකාශයේ වන්නකොට අපේ ප්‍රතිවාදියා යනවා රටේ තියෙන සියලුම සංවිධාන හමු වෙනවා. මම යනවා අපේක්ෂකත්වයේ ලබා ගන්න. මම එකක් කියන්න කැමතියි. මම කිසිම දෙයක් පිටපස්ස මම ආයේ ජීවිතේට යන්නේ නැහැ ඉල්ලගෙන. අපේම ඇත්තෝ අපිටම මඩ ගහලා මඩ පත්‍ර දැන් මුද්‍රණය කරනවා. අපිට මෙහෙම තවත් අවුරුදු 25ක් යන්නත් පුළුවන්. කිසි ගැටලුවක් නැහැ. මේ ආපු විදිහටම තවත් 25ක් යන්නට පුළුවන්. මට කිසි ගැටලුවක් නැහැ. මට තියෙන්නේ දේශපාලනෙන් විශ්‍රාම ගන්න.
Meanwhile, another party meeting was held in the area of Rambukana in Bandaragama yesterday.
ඇත්තටම මගේ ප්‍රතිවාදී අපේක්ෂකයා බොහොම වාසනාවන්තයි. මම හිතන්නේ මේ පැත්තේ කවුරුත් එතුමාගේ කකුලෙන් නම් ඇද්දේ නැහැ. මගේ නම් තියෙන කකුල් දෙකනුයි අත් දෙකනුයි හැම තැනකින්ම ඇද්දා. ඊටව හැටියේ ගෑස් හිඟේකුත් ආවා. ප්‍රතිවාදීන් රසක් එක්කයි මම මේ ජනාධිපතිවරණේ අපේ කණ්ඩායමත් එක්ක ක්‍රියාත්මක කරේ කියන එකත් මට එක වෙලාවකට හිතෙනවා. දැන් මේ වෙලාවේ තවත් අන්තට්ටුවක් දෙන්න හදනවා මේ අගමැති අපේක්ෂකකම කියලා. ඒ එසේ හරියට කරන්නට නම් පක්ෂ නායකත්වයක් තිබිය යුතුමයි. මම කියන එක හේතුවක්. දැන් මම අගමැති අපේක්ෂකයා හැටියට කටයුතු කරනකොට මට සිරිකොත ඉබ්බ දැම්මොත් මොකද වෙන්නේ? මම නිකන් අගමැති අපේක්ෂකයෙක් වෙනවා. ඒ නිසා මම ඔය අන්තට්ටු පළඳව ගන්නට ලෑස්ති නැහැ.
Now, the Colombo High Court today decided to close the bribery case against State Minister of Investment Promotions Kelia Rambukwella and former Director General of the State Printing Corporation Jampati Bandara Hinkenda. The ruling was delivered by Colombo High Court Judge Shashi Mahendran, citing the relevant case being filed without the consent of the commissioners of the Bribery Commission. The Bribery Commission had filed the case with the Colombo Magistrates Court against the duo for allegedly using funds from the State Printing Corporation to pay off a private monthly phone bill of then Minister of Mass Media Kelia Rambukwella during the period from 15th March to 14th April in 2012. The defence had filed a revision application before the Colombo High Court, challenging a previous order delivered by the Colombo Magistrates Court allowing the hearing of the case. When the revision application was taken up today, Colombo High Court Judge Shashi Mahendran mentioned that the recent ruling by the Court of Appeal has mandated the written approval of the commissioners of the Bribery Commission when a case is being filed. Citing that this procedure has not been followed in the case against State Minister Rambukwella and the former Director General of the State Printing Corporation, the High Court judge ruled the case is legally void. We'll be back after this very short break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. This is First at 9. Now, the inclement weather experienced throughout the island in the past few days has affected normal civilian life and resulted in massive loss and damage of property. Landslide warnings has been issued by the National Building Research Organisation for a few districts in the island, with some residents in vulnerable areas advised to evacuate to safer locations.
In the past few hours, the highest rainfall was reported from the Galgamu area in the Kurunegala district. Flooding and landslides were reported from some areas in the island. Due to heavy rains, an earth slip on the Bandaravilla-Vellavaya road near Ella Junction this afternoon disrupted vehicular traffic. Some tourist guest houses located close to Ella Junction were completely destroyed by the earth slip. Due to an overspill of the Kandalama reservoir for the second time, traffic along the Dambulla-Vellavaya main road was disrupted. Meanwhile, the central Tham and Ella, Mirisgonia Oya and all main canals in Dambulla town are currently at overflowing capacity. Due to heavy showers, the Silla Kataragama Devale was also flooded. The road leading to Somavatiya Chaitya was also flooded due to heavy showers in Polonnaruwa. Traffic was also disrupted on the Badulla-Colombo main road this afternoon due to a landslide. Both the rising water levels in Ravana Ella and Demodara Reservoir also caused some flooding. Heavy rains in the Monaragala district have displaced over 1,150 families. Also, the Bibila-Badulla road has been blocked due to earth slips. 42 houses have been affected in villages including Hidogama and Nachaduva in Anuradhapura. With the torrential rains, the water level in the Kalaoya has increased with the addition of more waters from the Mahaveli river. The Disaster Management Centre has informed the residents of Talawa, Tambuttegama, Ipalogama and Galnava areas on both sides of the Kalaoya to be temporarily evacuated. At 3 p.m. this morning, the water released to the Kalaweva from the Dambulu Oya, Ibbankatuwa and high catchment areas is currently around 30,000 cubic feet per second. Meanwhile, 14 out of the 30 spill gates in the Rajangania reservoir have been opened. The discharge water capacity by the reservoir were recorded at 16,060 cubic feet per second. 2 spill gates of the Angamur reservoir in Tambuttegama had been opened and 4 emergency spill gates of the Nachaduwa reservoir have also been opened. According to our correspondent, tanks such as the Nuwaraveva, Tisaveva, Basavakkulama, Mahakanadarava, Mahavilachya and Turuvila have also overspilled. Deputy Director of the Disaster Management Centre Pradeep Kodipilli advised people to be vigilant and move on to safe areas, especially people in lower areas from the increasing water levels in tanks and reservoirs.
Pouring rainfall recorded in many areas of Sri Lanka. 9 districts affected with the prevailing situation. Through 2033 people being temporarily accommodated in 25 safe locations, and 21 houses been notified as fully damaged and 137 houses partially damaged. And in Kandy district, Ududumbar area being notified as 15 families to be evacuated in these districts. So the other yellow warnings being issued and red alerted being issued Badulla area as well. Paranagama, Valimada, Alla, Haldumula, Passara, Lunugala, Haliala, Bandaravilla, Haputale, Soranatut and Badulla area. So that need to be very alert on the signs of the landslide. If any signs of the landslide being observed, that they need to move from these locations. So there are rising water levels being notified in Kumbukanoya, Hado and Mahaveli River. So people are downstreams to be very vigilant with that prevalent situations. They are rapidly rising the water levels being identified in those rivers and the some canals as well. So as the water level is rising in Mahaveli River, so people at downstream at Valikanda, Servila, Mutur, Kinya, Kantale, Lankapura, Medurigiriya, Thaman Kadua and Dibulagal area. So they need to be very vigilant with that rising water levels at Mahaveli Ganga. And spill gates open in Rachangania, Angamua and the Kalaweva, Tabova, Ingrimitiya, Dadruoya, Ramukan Oya, at Ampara, Lungamhere at Hambantura, Bovatana at Matara, Udavalava and Ulhitia reservoirs as well. People at downstreams to be very vigilant.
Senior scientist of the National Building Research Organisation, Dr. Vasanta Senadira, stated that landslide warnings have been issued to a few districts.
Considering existing weather condition, National Building Research Organisation has issued landslide early warning to the following areas. Level 3 evacuation red notice to Laggala, Pallegama, Yatavatta, Naula, Vilgamu, Rastota, Division of Secretariat Division in Mathura District, Ududumbar and Matadumbara Division Secretariat Division in Kandy District, Palapane Division Secretariat Division in Noreli District, Badulla, Bandaravela, Velimada, Haliala, Uvaparnakama, Ella, Haldumulla, Passara, Lunugala, Abutale and Sornatoda Division of Secretariat Divisions in Badula district. Level 2 alert amber warning to Amangama Korle, Ukuela, Pallepola and Matale, DS Division Secretary Division in Matale district, Anguranketa Division Secretary Division in Norelia district, Badal Kumbara, Madagam and Bibila Division Secretary Division in Monragala district, Balangod and Ibulpe Division Secretary Division in Sasampur district. Level 1 watchful yellow warning to Patheheva Hata Division Secretary Division in Kandy district, Norelia Division Secretary Division in Norelia district. During this landslide early warning period, National Building Research Organization requests to pay attention to the following pre-landslide signs: development of cracks on the ground, deepened cracks and ground subsidence, planting of trees, electrical posts, fences and telephone posts, cracks in the floors and walls of buildings which are built as slopes, sudden appearance of spring emerging muddy water, blockage or disappearance of existing springs, and NBR advised to the people should move immediately away from the areas where they notice the above pre-landslide signs.
The director of the Forecasting Division of the Meteorology Department said that showers are expected tonight in the southwestern parts and Uva province. She further stated that rainfall is expected to cease from tomorrow.
Now we are in the northeast monsoon condition, and also in the northeastern monsoon flow, there was a wave type disturbance to the east of Sri Lanka during last 2 days, and it moved into the southwestern part of Sri Lanka. Under the influence of the system, the showery condition, we are experiencing this showery condition. Tonight also we can expect showers or thunder showers for most part of the island, particularly in the southwestern parts and also Anuradhapura and Uva provinces as well. According to the data available at the moment, this heavy showery condition is expected to reduce to some extent from tomorrow, but still there is a possibility for having showers at any times during the day, especially in the eastern, Uva, central and north central provinces and also in the Hambantota district. And afternoon thunder showers can be expected in western Sabaragamuwa, northwestern and Golmatara district. Tonight also we can expect around 100 millimeter rainfall in the western Sabaragamuwa, Uva, southern provinces and also in the central provinces as well.
Landslide warnings have been issued by the National Building Research Organisation to a few areas in the districts of Kandy, Norelia, Matale, Badulla and Monaragala.
Now, President Gotabaya Rajapaksa and Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa, who is also the Finance Minister, have issued a directive to chairpersons and CEOs of all banks to suspend the recovery of loans obtained by the SME sector. This is following a decision to take up a new initiative to revive the SME sector, which bears an outstanding debt of 300 million rupees in each entity, given that banks have gained savings following the recently announced tax relief measures. The directives from the President and the Prime Minister also incorporates redress to small and medium-scale paddy millers. This concessionary measure is to be followed by a comprehensive package coupled with the recent tax relief. Now, former Deputy Chairman of the Bogawantala Tea Estates PLC, Jayampati Molligode, has been appointed as the Chairman of the Sri Lanka Tea Board. He takes over the reins from former Tea Board Chairman Lucille Vijayawardena. Molligode is a past pupil of the Ananda College, Colombo, and a fellow member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Sri Lanka. He also possesses an MBA from the Postgraduate Institute of Management and successfully completed an Executive Strategy program at Victoria University in Melbourne, Australia. A federal court in Australia today upheld a record fine on Volkswagen as the Anti-Competition Commission warned that higher penalties will be the norm for misbehaving companies. The court upheld a 125 million Australian dollar penalty imposed by the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission to settle lawsuits brought on behalf of thousands of Australian customers caught up in Volkswagen's global diesel emission cheating scandal from 2015. The settlement follows revelations that Volkswagen was using prohibited engine control software to pass pollution tests. The company has already paid billions of dollars in legal costs around the world. Australian Competition and Consumer Commission Chair Rod Sims stated that the fine imposed on Volkswagen was just a taste of what companies could expect in the future. Now, taking a look at the markets, stocks closed 0.01% lower, dragged down by banking and finance shares. Colombo's all-share price index remained volatile throughout the day. The SPI closed 0.54 points down at 6,044.73. The index reached an intraday high of 6,059.34 in the morning before reaching a daily low of 5,802.23 in the afternoon. The S&P SL20 index of more liquid stocks closed 2.78 points down at 2,949.12. Market turnover was 753 million rupees, with 62 stocks gaining and 51 failing. Now here's a brief report on today's market performance.
During the week, the ASPA lost 0.7%, mainly due to price losses in counters such as Ceylon Cold Stores, Ceylon Tobacco Company and Lion Brewery. Meanwhile, the S&P SL20 decreased by 0.4%. The average daily turnover for the week was down from last week to 397 million rupees. Diversified sector recorded the highest sector turnover during the week, whilst the second highest was seen in banks, finance and insurance sector. The foreign participation remained active during the week, with foreigners closing as net sellers, where foreign sellings accounted for 36% of the total weekly turnover. A net foreign outflow of nearly 149 million rupees was recorded for the week. This resulted in the year-to-date net foreign outflow to increase to 11.42 billion rupees. Out of the weekly turnover, crossings accounted for nearly 31%, which was a lower proportion than last week.
Now in the currency market, the rupee closed stronger at 181 rupees and 5 to 15 cents to the US dollar in the spot market today, while gilt yields eased marginally. The rupee closed at 181 rupees and 35 to 50 cents on the dollar yesterday. Liquidity in the overnight money market was 30.49 billion rupees, down from 37.99 billion rupees at yesterday's close. Now let's take a look at how the Sri Lankan rupee performed during the day. We'll see you again after this break. Bear with us. Now, Pakistan ended day 2 of the second test match and their second innings against Sri Lanka at 57 for no loss at the National Stadium in Karachi. The hosts bundled out Sri Lanka for 271 runs in the first innings after getting dismissed themselves for 191 in the first. Dinesh Chandimal played a pivotal role in Sri Lanka's first innings, scoring 74 runs, while Dhananjay De Silva contributed with 34 runs. Pakistan trailed Sri Lanka by 23 runs. And that's it from all of us here at First at 9. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.